going to try to shoot this as a single take video so that I can get it all uploaded without having to do any editing to it. I apologize for the crudeness. I haven't had a chance to paint and nothing's to scale. So, a few days ago on Facebook, a guy posted that he was going to try to make a replica of Winston's hard hat from GB2. And he included a link to a modern yellow V-Guard type of hard hat. And I was like, you know, I haven't really paid as much attention to Winston's as the other guys because I've replicated quite a few. But I just don't think V-Guard is right for that one. So, I pulled the movie up into my video editing software because that's one of my primary things is always go ad fontes, A-D-F-O-N-T-E-S, always go back to the sources. And so I was going to consult the film. It was taking a while to load. It was kind of late at night, and I said, you know what, just I'll resume this in the morning. I go to bed. I get up the next morning, and my friend Julian in New Zealand, who works for Weta Digital, had actually tagged me in something. I thought it was the same conversation at first. Turns out what it was, somebody had taken the photos from that person's build and had cut and pasted them into a group that probably a little more passionate about movie accuracy. And he was saying, is this the right style of hard hat? And Julian had said, this is the person you need to talk to, in a nutshell. So I was like, aha, crack, crack, crack. And I went through the movie. It was now imported fully into my video editing software. I cut out just the scenes with hard hats, and I watched them all for review. And I said, okay, there are V-Guard helmets in Ghostbusters 2. The blue helmet worn by Con Ed Supervisor is a V-Guard. Also, much, much later in the film, there is a white V-Guard, I'm pretty sure it's a V-Guard, worn by a worker for 9X. And this is when they're trying to blast the slime shell off the museum. Well, the guy from 9X is just in like a close-up, and I believe those close-ups were in the position where the deleted Kumbaya song should have been. So they kind of said, hey, here, just get some background footage, we'll cut to that, and then we'll cut to this new scene that we did in a reshoot. Harold scenes especially are reshot for that. So, now you've got a couple of different V-Guards, but what about the actual yellow hard hats that the Busters wore? Oh, side note, the 9X hat is of interest to me, and I've actually bought a white V-Guard to possibly replicate this because either in the script and the comic book, maybe the novelization, but anyway, somewhere among those, I pieced together the original intent for the scene where the policeman shows up was that Venkman was going to keep switching hard hats. So he was going to take off the yellow one and say he was Con Ed. When Con Ed showed up, he was going to take off the Con Ed and say that he was 9X. So that the essence of that gag is still in the movie without the swapped hard hats. They did try to illustrate him swapping hard hats in the real Ghostbusters in Ghostbusters 2 adaptation. So 9X hard hat, Con Ed hard hat, both of those, you know, of mild interest to me. I've already replicated some of the yellow hard hats, including the ERB 906 worn by Venkman. The one's kind of got like a leaf-shaped flat space on the front, and he's got the No Bozos sticker on the side. I've shown that in previous videos. There's a Jackson Safety Sentry worn by Egon, and it's got that runway visual range sticker on the front that Tom Gebhardt gave me a copy of that actually was film sourced. I have yet to apply it. I made a copy of it, but I kind of want to make a better copy of it or just use the real one. So anyway, another project in the books. And the ones with the headlamps that I've done are Tuffies. Now the Tuffy worn in the movie, the one by Egon and the one by Ray, were white Tuffies that were painted yellow because you can see scratches in them and everything, and you can see them still archival photos of them. So there are more hard hats because there are continuity errors where their hard hats mysteriously change from one model to another. So there's one with like a ridge line down the middle that you can see Ray wearing when he's being dangled like a worm on a hook down to Van Horn Station. He's wearing one of those mysteriously in the middle of the scene. Starts out with a Tuffy, switches to that. Did he have a second hard hat in his pocket? I don't know. So, and then same thing happens when they are in the train track tunnel, and Winston's got on his first hard hat. Then when they break through and are coming into Van Horn Station, he's wearing one of those that's got the ridge line down the very middle. I think I kind of know what that is, but I haven't gone so far to get one of those. So, whoever had posted in this new thread on Facebook was really interested in getting a correct model for Winston. So I said, well, it looks kind of like this modern U-line, and then I started looking at vintage auctions, and the guy was in the UK, and I said, here's one that I think is a good match. And he was like, oh, the shipping on that's going to be like $125 US to get to me in the UK. So I found him a couple more, and the more I looked at it and compared the auction photos to the movie frames that I had pulled, I had them side by side in my photo editing software. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the model. So I bought one, as you figured out much earlier in this video. So here is what I think was probably used for Winston's hard hat when they go down into, oh man, look at this. As bad as I hate styrofoam packing peanuts and sudden gusts of wind, oh man, I'm gonna have a big cleanup after this video. All right, so it is a North, it's ANSI Z89.1 rated. This is the 1986 Class B, made in Canada. And according to this, it's a North 410. So, as you can see in the movie, there are two parallel rectangular passages across the top there, but one of them actually narrows as you go back to a point in the back, and that's visible when he turns around to see something on the tracks behind him. So, but yeah, seems to match all the details that I've found. So a North 410 is what we think Winston might have been wearing when they go down into the tunnels. All I need now, oh, look, right over here. I can't have all my things preset on camera, you know, I have to have some secrets. So all I would need now is a headlamp to attach to it. And as luck would have it, I bought one for a different project and have yet to actually put it on that one. So these are getting a little pricey now. Now this has batteries in it, but A, they're very weak now, and B, it's very bright out here, so I don't think you'll see it. But anyway, so I have to take off the strap, and these little metal pieces here disconnect rather easily sometimes. And then you just affix it in place, drill a hole, run the wire down the back to the red plastic battery brick. So, another Ghostbusters hard hat for my collection, the North 410 for Winston. Thanks for watching.